This is the second part of From Seeds to Plant. Some of the words that we're going to look at as we read these are nouns. Remember that nouns are words that name people, places, animals, or things. Work with a partner or work with someone at your home, anyone with your home. Find the vocabulary words that are nouns. What are your clues? And use the nouns in new sentences. Here are some of the words that we'll be using. Please pause this video so you can read the actual sentence that it comes from. I will only read the word. Grain, pod, soak, soften, root, shoot. There's some ooh sounds in the O sound. Nutrition, the shun sound at the end. Tasty, the E at the end, but it's a Y. When you look up at a giant tree, it is hard to imagine that it was once a tiny seed. It was. It was, though. The seed was in the ground. Sunlight and rain helped it to grow. The tree was small at first, but then it grew and grew. After years of growing, it became a full-grown tree. When seeds fall from the tree, more trees will grow. That is a tree's life cycle. Many plants grow the same way. You will read more about how plants grow in from seed to plant. And I want you to think about this. Think about the life cycle. Think about everything that plants need to grow. All the nutritious things that plants need to grow. This is an informational text. Does it give you, is it going to make you laugh? Is it going to entertain you? Or what is it going to do? This is an informational text. It gives you facts about a topic. As you read, look for pictures and labels, facts and details, diagrams that help you explain the topic. The author and illustrator is Gail Gibbons. Gail Gibbons was a very curious child. Her parents say that she always asked a lot of questions. That's what makes her curious. Curious. She asked a lot of questions. She also loved to draw and paint. One of her first jobs was doing artwork for a children's television show. After that, she wrote her first book. Since she has written more than 135 informational books. She loves her job because she still likes to ask questions. She finds the answers and then writes about them in her books. I guess she loves to inform people. From seed to plant. As you read, the essential question, a question you can think about throughout. How do plants grow and change? There's a diagram. And look, I point to it. It tells me a group of flowers labeled tulip, daisy, rose, pea, buttercup, and corn. Yeah, I know, pea. Sounds like a weird word for a flower, but that's just how it is. Most plants make seeds. A seed contains the beginning of a new plant. Seeds are different shapes, sizes, and colors. All seeds grow into the same kind of plant that made them. Many plants grow flowers. Flowers are where most seeds begin. This is a part of this is a simple diagram. There is no text on here. It just says a flower is made up of many parts. So the diagram tells you all of the different parts of the flower. Instead of the author writing it in a paragraph, she gave you a diagram. The stem of the plant, remember this shoots up from the seed. We have these two little things here where all the seeds, new seeds will begin to grow. At the bottom of the pistil are tiny egg cells called ovules, egg cells or seeds. Here, the parts of the flower around the pistil are the stamens. And look at all these little parts here. Stamens make yellow powder called pollen, and the pollen is carried away by what? Bees! The sticky part at the top of the pistil is the stigma. Sticky part. In the center of the flower is the pistil, and the top ones are the petals. How does a diagram of the flower help you better understand the information on this page? Well, it gives you all the information. Oh, beautiful flowers. Two flowers. The pollen from one flower is floating over to the other flower. Oh, it just floats over. I wonder, what does it carry it? What carries that from one plant to another? Wind. Before a seed can begin to grow, a grain of pollen from the stamen must land on the stigma at the top of the pistil of a flower like itself. This is called pollination. Pollination happens in different ways. Often, wind blows pollen from flower to flower. Bees, other insects, and hummingbirds help pollinate too. While they visit flowers for their sweet juice called nectar, pollen rubs onto their bodies. Then they carry the pollen to another flower where it comes off onto its pistil. Oh, bees help in pollination. You have to know that. When you see a flower, just understand. Oh, bees help in pollination. Uh, the bees go to the flowers not to get pollen, but to get nectar. Not honey, nectar. If there's a diagram of being, but there's nothing on there. A flower with ovules, seeds, and a pod. If a pollen grain from a flower lands on the pistil of the same kind of flower, it grows a long tube through the pistil into an ovule. This is the beginning of a seed. The seeds grow inside the flower. They grow where? Inside the flower. Inside, right in there. Even as the flower begins to die. As the seeds become bigger, a fruit or pod grows around them. The fruit or pod protects the seeds. What protects the seeds? The fruit or the pod around that. When the fruit or pod ripens, it breaks open. The seeds are ready to become new plants. Some seeds fall to the ground around the base of the plant where they will grow. Why do they fall to the ground? Gravity! Some pods are or fruits open and the seeds pop out. Sometimes when birds eat berries, they drop the seeds. They eat the berries but drop the seeds. Where do they drop the seeds from? Oh, I guess some of those seeds are dropped in their defecation or their poop, of course. Other seeds fall into streams, ponds, rivers, or the ocean. There they travel on the water until they stick to dirt along shore. And this picture helps you understand that seeds travel on water, streams, ponds, or rivers. The wind scatters seeds. Some seeds have fluff on them that lets them float to the ground like tiny parachutes. Others have wings that spin as they fall. How do seeds travel? One, palm trees and coconuts near water. There's a coconut in the water. They use water. Two, wind scatters them. Nature is beautiful. Nature does a lot for us. And we also too. Animals help scatter seeds too. They hide acorns and nuts in the ground. Some seeds have hooks that stick to the fur of animals or people's clothes. Later they drop off onto the ground. An animal, a squirrel, is gathering acorns and seeds stuck to the patent leg of a person. Garden, a row of colorful flowers. A child planting seeds in the ground. And I know that child is planting tomatoes and carrots. He's planting veggies. Gotta love the vegetables on a nice sunny day. A flower bed or vegetable garden is beautiful. Seeds are planted to grow in the gardens. The seeds come in small envelopes or boxes. Directions explain how to plant the seeds and care for the plants. It's all about planting either flowers or vegetables. Ooh, that's a seed. The beginning of a plant is curled up inside each seed. Food is stored inside the seed too. The seed has a seed coat on the outside to protect it. A diagram of a bean. You can ask someone to describe the diagram to you, or because we're here together, this is the bean. Inside is the food. The outside is a seed coat, and it's beginning to grow, the beginning of a plant. A seed will sprout until certain things happen. First, it must be on or in the soil. What has to happen first in order for it to sprout? It has to be in the soil, not in a glass container, but in the soil. Then it needs rain to soak the seed and soften its seed coat. I guess in order for that seed coat to break when it's in the soil, it needs water to soften it. That is a rainstorm. Germination, root. Germination, root. Hmm. I see a stem, I see a seed, I see roots. So I guess that's what germination is. When the seed begins to grow. When the sun shines and warms the ground, the seed coat breaks open and the seed begins to grow. This is called germination. A root grows down into the soil. The root takes in water and minerals from the soil for food. It tells us more about germination. It's how the root grows down into the soil and the roots take in water and minerals. There's the shoot. Up grows a shoot. Green leaves grow up from the shoot toward the sun. The plant grows bigger and bigger. The leaves make food for the plant from the water and the minerals in the soil, sunlight, and the air all around the plant. This is what plants need to grow. Water, minerals, minerals in the soil, sunlight, and the air around it. Ooh, beautiful flower. It already has flowers on it. It has a bud there too. A plant with flowers and buds. Finally, the plant is full grown. Buds on the plant open into flowers where new seeds will grow. Many of the foods people eat are seeds, fruits, and pods. They are full of nutrition, vitamins, and minerals, and they are tasty too. This is baskets of vegetables and a pumpkin. That's why it's more important to eat vegetables, fruits, and seeds. Yes, it's also important to eat meat, but not very much meat. A from seed to plant project. This is something you can do at home. Anyone can do this as long as you have a jar, a piece of paper, even paper towels, and some seeds. Seeds from the store will probably cost about $1. How to raise bean plants. Find a clean glass jar, take a piece of black construction paper, and roll it up. 2. Slide the paper into the jar. Fill the jar with water. That's step 2. Step 3. Wedge the bean seeds between the black paper and the glass. Put the jar in a warm place. Beans. Step 4. In a few days, the seeds will begin to sprout. Watch the roots grow down. The shoots will grow up. Watching your bean seeds while they sprout. What causes the beans to sprout in the glass container? What causes them? What is the glass filled of? Water. Water breaks the seed coat. Now what? Do you just leave the seeds in there? Will they continue to grow? Of course not. Next step, caring for your bean plants. Put dirt into a big clay pot. Water them and watch them. Put dirt into a big clay pot. First, dirt in the pot. Then, step 6, we're still on steps. Carefully remove the small plants from the glass jar. Place them in the soil, covering them up to the base of their shoots. And step 7, finally, water them and watch them grow. These are some things you can think about as you read the story. How do plants grow? Just remember that sometimes one event makes another happen. If these seeds don't have water or sunlight or good soil, they won't grow. If they have everything, then they will grow beautifully. This is the end of the second part of the story. Please stay continued to the third and final part.